Okay, we got to verse 32. I do not long victory, O Krushna, nor kingdom, nor pleasures. Of what use is kingdom to us, O Krushna, or enjoyment, or even life? Here, Arjun has lost his inspiration to do work. Why does a person go to war? Go on, Charlotte, why does a person go to war? Obvious reason. Why do you take part in any football game, anything?
Gain victory.
So you can win. It's the first reason, to victory. Arjun says he does not long victory. What's the second reason why, if you have victory in a war, hero, what happens when you have victory in war? What do you get? If your country is fighting against another country, what do you get? Yeah, kingdom. That's the second thing. Kingdom, Arjun said, Pandavas have lost their kingdom and they're trying to get it back. Arjun said he does not want the kingdom either. Why would one want the kingdom? Come on, Satya, why would one want kingdom?
They can rule it.
Yeah, if you're a good king, you rule it. But yeah, that, and he wants the pleasures of life. Arjun says here, I do not even want the pleasures of life. So these are the three causes someone goes to war. Victory, then you've got kingdom and pleasures. Arjun says he does not want any of these. He's lost his inspiration to do work. He's lost his motivation, but most importantly, he's lost his self-motivation, because that comes from within. If someone tries to motivate us, they give us carrots and incentives, and the person who's motivating us has got nothing, but he's pretending that there's incentives. Like Guruji gives an example, that when a farmer is in India, and he's worked hard for the whole day, what he does, the buffalo doesn't want to move, so he sits in a cart, he holds a piece of grass in front of the buffalo, about 2 steps ahead. The buffalo thinks, if I walk 2 steps, this grass will be my mouth. The whole way the farmer's carrying it, buffalo takes him back. This is what happens. This is carrots and sticks and incentives, and the buffalo takes the farmer home. But this is always incentives, and this is what happens when someone tries to motivate you. They've got nothing in their hands, they're still offering it to you, but self-motivation is true motivation, and it's superior. Arjun's lost this self-motivation. Arjun's making big talk when he says, what use is kingdom to us? What use is pleasure? What use is victory? Arjun addresses Krishna as Govinda, as you see there. Gavam vindati ati Govinda. Govinda means one who protects the cows, one who's the owner of the cows, and one who's lord of the cows. In fact, the go part of Govinda doesn't just mean cows, it has many other meanings. There's a beautiful saying in Sanskrit, Vina gorasam karaso bhojananam. Vina gorasam karaso bhupati nanam. Vina gorasam karaso kamini namam. Vina goraso karaso pandit namam. This shows the many different meanings of go. Goras, in the first line, means cow juice. The first line is Vina gorasam karaso bhojananam. That means literally, what is food without cow's juice? Because in ancient times, you could not have a meal without something to do with milk, cow's juice milk. Like you'd have curd, you'd have milk, or you'd have ghee. There'd always be that. So this couldn't be made without milk, and everyone knows the good medical qualities of milk. Second line, Vina gorasam karaso bhupati nanam, which means, what is a king without strength? If a king hasn't got strength, you can't be a king. At the time Guruji was giving a discourse on the Gita 8 years ago, there was a person, Indian politician, who went to place flowers at Gandhiji's memorial, fell down the steps, and his photo was in the Times of India the next day. This is not a king. A king needs to have strength and needs to show the people that he's got strength. And so the people have faith in him. So that's the second line. Third line, Vina goraso karaso kamini namam. Literally means, what is a beautiful woman without eyes? But that's because if you haven't got eyes, you can't be called a beautiful woman. But that's just a literal meaning. What it means is that Govinda is a protector of the senses. He protects your eyes, he protects your ears. I'll explain that later. Last time, Vina gorasam karaso panditananam. What use is a pandit without a tongue? Because a pandit may know all the scriptures, a priest, all the Puranas at heart, but if he has no tongue and no essence of the scriptures to give to society, he can't give that knowledge. So in that sense, Go means speech. So all of these things, Sri Krishna protects. So Krishna protects cows, that's why we call him Gopal Krishna. He protects strength, and he protects righteous strength. When people try to attack strength, Sri Krishna protects that strength. That's why he's there. then he prevents the senses getting misused and abused, and he protects them. This makes us think that God has given us eyes, He's given us all these senses, He's even given us life, but how have we used it? This reminds me of a very beautiful event. In the Bible, it's described that after Christ was crucified, He was reincarnated, He came back. While He was walking, He went to His hometown. A guy came and touched His feet. Christ asked him, he asked him if Christ recognized him. Christ says, no, who are you? He goes, I was blind, but you gave me sight. Christ said, where are you going? He goes, I'm going to a prostitute's inn. Christ said, I've given you eyes and you're still doing this? He goes, you gave me eyes, but you didn't tell me where to look. Christ was walking ahead. A second person came up to him and touched his feet. Christ asked him, who are you? He goes, I was mute, I couldn't speak, I couldn't even walk because my legs were broken, but you gave me legs so I could walk. Christ asked him, where are you going? He said, I'm going to drink alcohol. Upon Christ asking him, he said that you showed me how to walk, but you didn't show me the direction in which to walk. Thirdly, Christ carried on, and another person came up to him, touched his feet, he said, I was about to commit suicide, but you saved my life. And then Christ asked him, where are you going? He said, you saved my life. He said, I'm going to commit suicide again. Christ asked him, why are you doing that? He said, you saved my life, but you didn't give me guidance in life. You didn't show me where to go in life. This is what Sri Krishna does. This is what Govinda does. He gives us life, and He gives protection to our senses. So we know which way to go. We know to make the right decision in life. Please don't misunderstand me. I am not trying to compare Christ with Sri Krishna. I've got a lot of adoration for Christ, a lot of adoration. This comparison is not intended, it's just to show the example, okay? It's not intended. A capital N, capital O, capital T, all underlined. A lot of adoration for Christ. Christ was so compassionate. I'm going to describe great examples from Christ's life. No, very, very few people in history have had the compassion that Christ has had. The guy that betrayed Him, the guy crucified Him, Christ, before He passed away, Judas, He washed Judas's feet and He drank the water from that feet. This is compassion of Christ. I'm not trying to compare them. This is what Sri Krishna does to the senses.